This is part 3 of the video. So, here we go.
And I get it. Youth and attractiveness are a powerful force. But if youthful beauty is a superpower, it's sort of a tragic superpower. Because at first you don't want it, right? One summer you just get boobs out of nowhere and suddenly you're having this effect on people. It's like X-Men the movie. A young girl with new boobs is like Cyclops when his eyes first start shooting beams of light.
Well, okay. And I hope she does go back in on this particular point. Because, see, and the reason situations like this is why, like I say so many times, this is why you just don't really listen. You don't really pay attention to many women when they start talking about, especially about stuff like this, because they just don't know reality. So the video, if you guys remember, I'm pretty sure in part 1 it started out where she was dreading getting older, but now it's a whole thing of, oh well, I didn't want this youth and beauty. It was just given to me, like, so I now have to be the victim. But at the same time, I know it's worth something, but I don't want to lose it. And then she's trying to blame. Well, of course, they always try to blame society whenever they start losing. It's never, how they perceived it or what they could have done to be decent humans while they were winning. It's never about that. It's always society and they did it. It's never the woman's fault. Never.
They're both just running around, super confused, indiscriminately slaying people. And then you're like, okay, I'm stuck with these puppies. I might as well at least try to use them to my advantage. So then you start getting better at harnessing your new power, by which I mean you get a bra or whatever. But then, and this is where the stories of the new boobs girl and the Cyclops diverge. Then comes the tragic third act. The part that's not included in most superhero narrative arcs. Some time goes by, you get through your neurotic 20s, and then just when you're becoming really comfortable with this power of yours, it begins to be taken away. Even though you're the same person, if anything, a better version of yourself,
no, you're
the
not.
interest fades.
See. That is what female would see in that. You see what I'm saying? That is what female, because she's from the inside looking out, and she's on the outside looking in. So like I would love to have a conversation with this girl, like a legit debate about it, and I wouldn't even be mean to her for real. Like I would try to. People say I'm mean and funny and shit. I don't think I'm mean. I think I could be mean sometimes, but I don't think I'm funny. But I would genuinely love to hear. Okay. So if we were put it, if a person who studies women were to put this into the same area, like to make it similar to superheroes. Let's just use Cyclops for example. So she claimed that okay, you were just walking around, normal person, and then you end up with these powers that could kill people, slay people. That's other. See, when girls start using the words like slay, that is code name. I've been talking to other older bitches, and this is words that older bitches use. Either older bitches or bitches that are like super fucked up and can't keep men. Those are only two women who use the word slay. You see, women who can keep men and women who are in actual relationships, healthy relationships, they don't use the word slay. All right, I've never heard it from them. But okay, so back to the situation. So she was walking around, an innocent creature, and then all of a sudden she got boobs and was AKA superpowers, and then she figures, oh well, since I have it, why not use it to my advantage? Now see, this is where her perception of reality, and most women's perception of reality, is going to be completely off. Okay. When you were slaying people, that is the equivalent. Okay. When Cyclops got the powers and he was like shooting people and killing them, because he doesn't burn them up. It's an impact. That's a nerd rant. It's not. He doesn't burn them. It's an impact hit. But so he was killing people with his eyes. The woman equivalent of that same time period would be, she just became a completely self-unaware murdering masochist or some not masculine, murdering sadist. used everything that she could for her ability. Then on top of that, she secretly thought that that power would last forever simply because she was something special from all the other women. Like Patrice O'Neal said, every woman in her brain is the main character, and everybody else around her is a supporting cast. See, and this is why it's so easy to play women using the same games and tricks no matter where you travel on the planet. You might have to like do some side things, but overall, they'll all generally fall for the same things, and they all generally grow to hate men once they turn her age and start using words like slay. But it's the same thing. But yeah, that's generally what it is. When Cyclops learned his powers and said, well, I might as well do something with it and start shooting at bad guys and shit like that, in a female's perspective in that same time period, she's going to use it to get whatever she wants. She don't care about who emptied their savings account on her on what's that, OnlyFans or anything like that. And then, but see, the sad part is Cyclops is going to keep them powers for his whole life. Whereas, see, this is the tragedy for women. See, y'all don't, everything that is valuable about y'all is that does not include having a decent personality is temporary. All right, the way your butt looks in those jeans, the types of makeup you use to make your eyes look better, to getting your hair done, to how long your hair stays done, how long your nails stay done, how long your feet, your manicure, mani-pedi stays. Everything that makes you valuable. This is the tragedy. Everything that makes you valuable in that superficial world is extremely temporary. At max, most of you have a solid 10 years to seriously compete. And don't get me wrong. If a woman genuinely is walking around with a decent attitude and has a good attitude and is genuinely loving and caring about other people, I don't really care what she looks like. Like, I can respect her. But the women who don't get my respect are the young girls who genuinely grow to believe that time period is going to last forever, and that they think they're better than other people simply because they got lucky and ended up with this biological entitlement. Those are the women who do not get my respect. But anyway, let's continue.
One day, Cyclops takes off his glasses, and instead of beams of light, his eyes just shoot feeble sparks. It feels devaluing and confusing.
Yeah, see, it's devaluing because that was the trick all along. You were temporary. That's why, because, okay, so let's go. So there was value. You were valued before, right? But see, here's a deeper part that a lot of women don't get. Here's a deeper part. See, and this is where a lot of men can more kind of understand more, understand this a bit better. Your happiness is whatever you see as valuable, not what other people see as valuable. And see, this is where I go into conversations with actually female clients about this. Women's value system is based off of how other people see her. Whereas men's value system is based off how he sees himself. You see what I'm saying? She mentioned how she loses value. Or she's devalued because her eyes are only shooting out sparks. Well, see, this is the deeper part. Maybe you shouldn't have put all your value in your eyes shooting those sparks and you shouldn't have put all your value into your eyes being able to shoot and hurt people from the start. That's the cold reality. That's the cold reality. Maybe you should have never did that. Maybe the problem is you. You did. See, other people can love the fact that, that I have a sim racing setup sitting next to me. All right. But I can choose whether or not to put my personal value, to put my self-worth in that sim racing setup. You see what I'm saying? It's where I choose to put my self-worth in. Fuck what I look like. Because I know, like, okay, I'm not saying I'm the most, attractive man on the planet, but I know that, whatever benefit of looks that I do have, they're going to fucking fade. All right? Either they're gonna fade or I'm gonna die. One or two. It's not gonna last forever. And I've grown to accept that. I will never use an anti-wrinkle cream, an anti. Y'all see my? I'll show you my eyes right now. Like my eyes have like bags under them. Like, you probably see it better in real life, but you see like how bad that look. My eyes got. I will never use an anti-wrinkle, anti-anything, anti-aging shit. I think that shit is fucking pathetic, man. I would never use that shit. I will accept everything my body has to give me, because I never base my value on that. I base my value off my brain and other hobbies and hobbies and shit. Which that goes back into in older videos. Most women don't legit do. Most women will not. Most women's hobby is how to be physically appealing to men. At some part of her core, that's where their hobby is. As far as like hobbies such as driving or playing video games or whatever the fuck, most women don't have hobbies. They just don't. Their hobbies is trying to stay in that competition to stay appealing to men. Anyway, let's not talk about.
It feels this way not because women are vain, but because
yes, they
we
are
told from day one that this is our thing.
No. Women are vain. And again, don't hate women. Do not hate. Do not grow to hate women. Do not grow to dislike women. All right, grow to learn what they are. Just like a lion, just like hyenas, just like fucking sharks. You don't hate sharks because sharks go out and kill motherfuckers. You don't hate a shark. You don't hate tigers. You don't hate lions because they go out and kill motherfuckers and eat them. They went out and killed somebody's little baby brother, moose, and ate it. You don't hate a lion because of that. What do? You recognize a lion because that's its culture. That's what a lion does. You see, don't grow to hate or dislike women. Grow to realize what they are and what they do. This is what woman does. You see, she'll sit right there and tell you, women aren't vain, blah, blah, blah. Okay, women aren't vain. That same girl, open up. I would love to follow her around with a hidden camera and watch how she treats any man who she does not deem as valuable. I would love to watch if she's not vain. If she's not shallow, whatever the fuck. I would love to see it. Love to see it. And like I said, don't grow to hate women. Learn to see them for what they are and accept it.
Women are universally admired for being beautiful in a way they're rarely admired for other achievements. Women are encouraged to work as hard as they can to remain youthfully beautiful for as long as possible, and the multi-billion anti-aging, cosmetics, weight loss, and plastic surgery industries all depend on this encouragement. I mean...
Bullshit. Because why is she so terrified? I think it was in part 2. She's terrified of leaving her 20s. If she knows exactly what's going on and all this stuff, then why doesn't she grow higher as an individual woman? You see what I'm saying? Why won't she grow high and realize what it is and learn to just be a decent human and don't maybe dress up a little bit, but don't put all your self-value in that. Why not learn to go that route? Why dread to hate it and then blame society? I'll tell you why. Because, I mean, like most girls. Don't hate them, but it's like what most girls do. Their entire goal is to compete in the world as the more attractive woman to men. And it just doesn't last.
We're the fairer sex, right? Beauty, but specifically youthful beauty, we are told, is our superpower. But first of all, what kind of a lousy superpower is this if the main thing it gets you is a surprising number of people trying to grope you on the subway? I mean, imagine if Spider-Man's superpower was simply the fact that people really liked rubbing up on him in public transportation. I'd like to see Marvel try and make a franchise about that shit. And secondly, can anything that is as subjective and relative and fleeting as beauty really make you powerful? When I was 18...
Sweetheart, if this was such an issue, like I say before, If this was such an issue, why is it such a coinky dink that this old bitch is talking like this? If this was such an issue, if it was such a widespread issue, why aren't all those little girls jiggling their asses on TikTok complaining about it? They don't give a fuck. Why? Because they're winning as women. If it was such an issue, where were your videos at when you were 19? Oh my god, why was everything just on me being pretty? Because you didn't care because you were a woman. Now it's your turn to fall off. Why is it a coinky dink? It's always the older bitches talking like this. Why? I mean, tell me. That's a really odd coinky dink.
I used to go to this bodega near my house, and when the shopkeepers there started hitting on me, I switched to another bodega. And I didn't even do this because their attention made me uncomfortable. I did it because I caught myself wondering what it would mean if they stopped giving me attention. And yes, I am aware that
and I'm gonna cut her off right there because this goes back to an old video I told you guys. They like, okay, I'm not a catcalling type of dude. I don't think women are worth that much of my time and effort. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love fucking bitches, but I don't think like they're not worth that much of my time and effort for me to, give a woman a completely unearned compliment like that. That's just not my style. But I mean, I get how some guys, I get it. Now, I'm not advocating catcalling, but I will tell you this. Due to the basic psychology, women love catcalling. Oh, they love it. And I give you a great example. I was on Facebook talking to a girl about it. Like, it was some post. And I just flat out told you, I said, yeah, women love it. And it was like, no, we don't, blah, blah. I said, and okay, just do the math on it. If anybody tells a woman she looks nice every day, then when they stop telling her, she's going to go, oh, my God. My biological purpose is slipping. I'm not pleasing you because I don't look nice. Oh, but what am I doing wrong? And it's going to send her in depression because she needs that. See, women need that validation from the world. They need that shit. We just want it. We don't need it. But women need that shit. And for any woman who claims that she does not like to be catcalled, I always give two scenarios of what you can do to fix it. One, you can go find that prettier girl than you and go hang out with her and walk down that same street. That'll fix it. That'll fix it. And then the other solution is go move to that neighborhood that's maybe a little richer because the prettier girl's always gonna be where more money is. Go move to that richer neighborhood and go walking down the street down there. That'll fix it. Oh my God! How could you say that? Because I just attacked her biological purpose again to please men. So you don't ever get in an argument with a woman about catcalling because she will never admit it. But they know what I'm saying is true. They know if you tell a woman you look nice, oh, your hair looks nice, you dress you look really nice today, blah blah blah, and you gave it to her, and then you stopped, she will dive into mindless depression. I bet that's where she's gonna go in this. Because I cut her off before I cut her off as soon as she brought the topic because I already know where it's going.
Security is like one of the pillars of my personality. Thank you.
Not just yours, all women.
I switched to another bodega because as soon as they told me I was pretty, they became the ones who could also tell me I wasn't pretty. There's this fascinating essay on YouTube by Pop Culture Detective in which he discusses this phenomenon he calls Born Sexy Yesterday. This is a trope often found in sci-fi of female characters. Okay, all this is gonna be unnecessary talking. I'm gonna sum it up right now. Women need validation. That's what it's called right there. Woman needed validation of woman. That's it. Oh, the articulations of the early Greek mythologians told me, and it's not. See, this. I said this in the last video. Especially, it's like the more prettier the girl is, the more distant they are from just basic reality. Because they never had to acknowledge it because somebody would just give them something because they were pretty. So it's like, okay, and I don't mean to step on toes for religion, but it's almost like how religion does. Like nothing can just be like if anything is like power, if anything is like powerful than humans, and it can't be just like
basic. It has to be some deep, intricately woven, fucking overthought fucking process. Like, notice our religions. It's gonna be some sense of, oh, it was this fucking genius of a fucking person and they know everything and do everything and blah blah blah. Like, no, it don't always got to be like. Life is like that. When mentalities like this do that, and I'm completely stepping on toes now, but when mentalities like this do that, that is their own feeble attempt to try to search for some type of validation for their existence. It's almost like they're looking for a parental role in it. Like they're secretly looking for like an ultimate mother and father that will never ever leave them again. And like when the girls start talking like this, it's like they're seeking out that intelligence to kind of like reassure them and give them that comforting hug to reassure their existence and why they're thinking and why this is happening to them again. It's not that hard, baby. It's not that hard. You're a woman. You crave attention. You should have had kids. You probably didn't. You probably rode a cock carousel, something like that. And now you end up 30 years old with impossible standards for any man to come 5 feet within you. And if he does reach those standards, he'll just go off and fuck a 24-year-old. So this is where you kind of this is the sad tragedy of this type of woman. This is the sad tragedy. They end up getting stuck.
Being written as both incredibly sexy and incredibly gullible.
Would you mind if I kissed you?
Does it hurt?
Through the use of science fiction conventions, they're brought into the human world already fully formed. The mind of a child manifest in a mature female body. She may be an android, a computer program, a mermaid, an alien, a magical being, or otherwise raised in an environment isolated from the rest of human society.
This is fun. What is it? Oh.
Ham and cheese on rye with mayo.
It is very easy to seem worldly and knowledgeable to a girl who does not know what a sandwich is. And I think that dating younger women is the closest thing you can get to this born sexy yesterday trope in real life. I mean, apologies for the Tumblr philosophy, but it's true that when you're young, it is so much easier for people to get you to see them the way they want to be seen. Here's how I imagine it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut off right here. But the quickly, because I know where she's good. She's headed down that same path of I used to be young and pretty. I'm no longer young and pretty, so I can't get the men that I really want anymore. Or if I do, they'll just use me one time because they can't get what I used to be. And now I'm mad, so I hate all younger women now. That's exactly where this is going. And it's sad because she's still not a bad looking girl right now. She's still not. I mean, I wouldn't say she's a bad looking girl, but that bitterness is starting to kick in because she's getting older. That's that bitterness. Because like I said, if all this was such a big problem, if all this was such a big problem, then why is TikTok filled with girls in tight pants jiggling their asses for likes? And then in that group, guess who's talking like her? The girls who can't do that on the phones and all that. The ones who aren't pretty enough. The ones who aren't pretty enough to excel in that world. Those are the ones who are talking like her. In that age group. See, once they're winning as women, nothing. There's not a problem on the I think this is why I say in older videos. When a woman is winning as woman, she doesn't care about voting. She doesn't care about equal wage. She don't care about getting paid. Because she's going to get paid because she's winning as woman. She's a pretty woman, so she's going to get something for nothing. When they're winning as women, they don't care about starving children. They don't care about struggling countries. They don't care about none of that shit. Once they start winning as women, all that shit goes away. This is why I say, and I watched this happen a few times. Well, not more than a few times. With like if you raising a daughter, I haven't raised a daughter, but I watch other people who have raised daughters. When they're little girls, they're like usually little girls are much easier to deal with than little boys. But once that little girl realizes that she can get something just because of how she just stands there as a woman, You can't control that. You might as well just pray for the best and hope she don't get impregnated by 15 dudes in 2 weeks. And now she's coming back to you to come to come take care of her. You better just, from what I've seen of that man, once that little girl realizes that she can just stand there and get something because she's a little girl, like let's say like once they start hitting puberty, like 13, 14, 15, and sometimes if they're just a pretty little girl with those little boys in that area, like once they realize that they're the pretty girl, you can't control that. It's over. And most times you can never really control it ever again, because just how it's going to turn out. Because okay, if she's young and pretty, then she's always going to have some dude giving her what she wants. So she's used to always kind of getting where she wants to go whenever she wants to go, go there. So she'll get that. So now what happens is she's gotten too independent. And now she can't compromise. And like I said before, once a woman's brain goes in one direction, she can't stop it and then turn back around and go a better direction. Most cases, unless they just get too old or too fat or have too many kids and they just need help type of shit, they can't do that. They're not going to do it. Most of them, no. But yeah, that's the video, man. I'm out of here. I'll be back. Probably, I might do a live stream because it's 10 a.m. It's 9:49 a.m. here. I'm back in Ohio because it's coronavirus bullshit and visa problems over in Prague, which my flat's still there, but I'm just not. So yeah. I'm out of here, y'all. Have a good day. Bye.